Photobombing my girlfriend for an entire month before proposing to her. Man develops app to reveal what women look like without makeup. Men who have actual relationships with women usually know this because they see us without makeup and even naked sometimes. A woman with no flying experience and no formal pilot training landed a plane in USA. She did this after her pilot husband suffered heart attack mid-flight in California. So my grandpa is 93 and still takes my grandma on dates weekly. Here's them getting ready this morning. POV, you're 5'1", but you brought your periscope. 10 years of work, but it was worth it. I'm a provider at the same place I used to clean. A Detroit school fired a teacher because she refused to delete her rap videos online. In response, she made one with her now former students. If girls who are attracted to girls can remain neutral around other girls wearing skirts, maybe the skirts aren't the problem. What's that got to do with men? I like how she didn't even directly mention men and he still said that. My mum banned me from making bread, so now I have to make it in secret when she's at work and stash it in my room. It's not just a phase, mum. She ran away from the museum, guys. A lady at the airport brought her own personal tube of mayonnaise. I've yassified her to maintain anonymity, but she's my hero. Help. My wife is my phone background and my phone keeps running out of battery because I can't stop turning it on to look at her. Hey Twitter, I met this girl on a dinner cruise in Hawaii in 2006. We were basically best friends for that night, so I need you to help me find my best friend because I miss her and I need to see how she's doing right now. Please retweet this so we can be reunited. Heard you were looking for me. This is crazy. Was trying to get my 2-year-old to nap on vacation, so I offered her a cheddar square to nibble on and said, let's lie down on our cot and read a book in the nice quiet darkness together. Since then, she has been asking to eat cheese in the darkness. Men are naturally smarter than women. Sorry. Then, I usually wake up before my wife and I'll look over to see our cat sitting on top of her. I had to beg my wife to be able to post these. Not my sister's dog looking like a 13-year-old girl who just got grounded for texting during class. This is what life is all about. We tried our best to make rat cookies. Women with muscles are so weird. Like, why are you buff? Why do you work out? Are you free tonight? What's your number? This is gonna take 3 years. The time will pass anyways. I'm going to marry this girl. I'm fed up with your bad puns. This is not your thing. You're not very good at this. Saw this cloud and thought it looked like a girl sleeping. So one thing led to another and I sketched this. Schoolgirl finds sword in Cornish Lake where Arthur left Excalibur. There's catfishing and then there's whatever the hell this is. What a weird way to announce to the world that you've never had a girl sleep over. My elderly mother doesn't want to move. She is now surrounded by new townhouses in all directions. Define locked in. I just realized the girl I babysit redrew my pleasing phone wallpaper. I'm sobbing. A bouncer of this club asked a guy what consent was, and he literally couldn't answer, so they didn't let him in. This is the future feminists want. Correct. My now fiance's immediate reaction to my proposal. I graduated. Update. I passed the bar exam on my first try. He proposed with the Snoopy ring. I am going to throw up. In 1967, they tried to stop Catherine Switzer running the Boston Marathon because she was a woman. In 2017, at age 70, she ran it again, wearing the same bib number, and joined by 13,700 other women runners. Thinking about the time my sister was fighting with her cheating boyfriend and told him, Naruto would hate you. And he cried, doodled on a yellow construction paper. Shout out to my wife, who has paid our mortgage for the calendar year to date by renting the house out for 2 TV commercials for a total of 4.5 days. Shout out to you for providing a house worthy of shooting a commercial in. She paid for half. I grew my hair out for 3.5 years to turn it into a wig for my girlfriend with alopecia. How it started versus how it's going. My girlfriend tried to replicate a Simpsons cake for my birthday. She guessed my favorite color first try. Between me and you, I didn't even have a favorite color until she yelled out yellow. She was very excited and smiling like a little kid. So I told her she was right and I haven't seen yellow the same since. It's in everything. I could probably live in it now. Okay, but listen, I'm all ears. Behold, the fruits of my pandemic project. I'm a 63-year-old woman who never wants to landscape another thing because this felt like a lot. Pros did the hardscape. The rest was mostly me. I am a chaos gardener. For Blackout, my heart. The story behind this picture of my grandparents is, they have been married for over 60 years. My grandmother is suffering from dementia and has recently had a stroke. But as soon as he walked in, she said, that's my boyfriend Willis, and he laid there with her. Young lady, don't waste your most fertile years in pursuing a master's degree. Find you a husband and get married. You'll thank me later. I graduated college at 22, married at 23, masters at 24, first child 25, law school 26, second child 28, graduated law school at 29, third child at 30, fourth child at 35. Young lady, don't listen to this man. There's nothing we can't do. China now selling anti-pervert flamethrowers to women. Ma'am, you dropped your wallet. Thrilled to say I passed my Viva with no corrections and am officially Fodone. Your favorite tattoo on your body? One day I was having a rough morning and scrambling, so I wasn't able to pack my lunch. I came into the kitchen and my son had packed my lunch. I got to work and so he wrote me a note for the day saying, I love you, mum. I cried for 5 minutes, had to get it tattooed. It's close to 5 years since I stopped coloring my roots dark brown every 14 days. Couldn't be happier. I, a 30-year-old woman, emailed a fish company because I'm obsessed with their logo. They sent me 2 hats and told me they named the fish after me because it didn't have a name. Absolutely insane flex to have a fish named after you. Night out to the club with my girls, and then this is what he did. Have a good night. Gave her $430. Get yourself a table, no need to be at anyone else's. Listening to my bestie's 7-minute voice messages like it's a podcast, and I'm trying to keep track of all the data points I'll have to consider when I send my response. As a black woman on a national science show, I intentionally wear braids and my curly afro to normalize black hair and stem. In this picture, I'm wearing cornrows to study plants being sent to space at NASA. My partner is the most pure of heart person alive. How to tell cat I don't want to play, but I still love you. Cat won't stop meowing. Love facts. One time, when I was a kid, we didn't have food in the house and both parents were high on drugs. I called my friend's mum and she came and cleaned the whole house and cooked for us kids. Don't know where you are in the world, Miss Alba, but thank you. Accidentally hit voice to text and almost sent the group chat a transcript of me both talking to the cat and, much worse, responding to myself as her. Shrimp, are you farting? No, mum, but I am being so crazy. Was taken in 2018, not Photoshop. He is hugging me because I couldn't stand on my own. He was offered to hold me for the photo so my wheelchair wouldn't be in the photo. I said thanks, but I'm kind of heavy. He said that's okay. I'm kind of strong. A very special photo to me because he is so great and really kind. So this photo is the day I realized he was a great actor and a great human being. My daughter's scientific proof that she loves me more than I love her. An ongoing debate between us is that my heart is full of other experiences, whereas hers is less so. So there's more room for love for me. I'm actually kind of impressed. Inclusive doll artist made a doll of her with her bald spot and it's everything. Ever since I was a little kid, I wanted to own my little library. Today, I finally finished it. Cute new coworker is super cute and this is a problem. No, June 2014 me, it is not a problem. You are in love now and have an apartment in Philly and a fat cat and make Mexican food all the time. Dreams come true. And now you two are engaged. Everything is beautiful. A lady in the store tried convincing my daughter to buy a doll because dinosaurs are for boys. So my 5-year-old roared at her. I'm not even embarrassed. For Barbara, who was awful when hungry, but otherwise pretty solid. My daughter made $110 on her first lemonade stand today in like an hour. Turns out people were handing her 5s and 10s and she was just assertively saying thank you for the tip and not offering change. GF is the sun. Explain. Radiates warmth and love and gives me life. My boyfriend messages me like this as if I won't start sobbing. Us if we were soap. My toddler dropped my phone while she was FaceTiming my mum. Gasped, picked it back up and asked, Grandma, are you okay? It was the cutest, dumbest thing I've ever seen. A restaurant in my hometown got a review that said the servers should show some skin. So the owner added a potato skin special to the menu, and all the proceeds from the special go to the West Virginia Foundation for our information services. I found a note my little sister wrote about how she feels like I hate her, so I cleaned her depression room so she knows I love her. Why I'm scrolling on TikTok and it keeps saying Rihanna is in my contacts? I came across this gown and remembered the little girls who sent me a letter and asked me to wear something sparkly for a talk I gave at NASA, so they could believe that scientists could also be sparkly. Does male yearning exist? Do guys wait for girls to reply? Do they think of them often during the day? Yes, my husband calls me 1 to 2 times a day while he's at work just to share a corny joke, share how good his lunch is, and tell me how much he misses my company. It'll be 10 years together in November. Misogynistic men deserve daughters. Get a reality check. Women's lives are not teachable moments for entitled men. Their learning shouldn't come at our expense. Sometimes you leave your office and you come back and find your cat leading a discussion in your Discord. Hi, Percy. You're so right. Good girl. Oh, we are blessed. 6. My mom. Random flower I found. 7-year-old me. Complimented this American tourist's perfume and she gave me this little bottle. I love how girls are so generous with these things. Oh, you like my perfume? Here, it's yours. This woman just came and bought $300 worth of fireworks, and I was being nice and said, "Oh, are you planning a big barbecue?" And she said, "No, my son has muscular dystrophy and was supposed to die by 18. We're celebrating his 40th birthday tomorrow. He likes fireworks." Wow. Minimalism fears me. My economics textbook sees a bright future ahead. You're going to see Shrek. Sabrina Carpenter replaces herself at number 1 again on the global Spotify charts. This lady. And it's her responding to herself. When you're lucky enough to have an amazing dad that sends you your favorite chocolate strawberries after surgery, you do not remind him that it was jaw surgery and you can't eat for days, but you do send him a picture smiling to thank you, then quietly freezes thoughtful treats to enjoy after you heal. My sister, since we're at a 10-hour time difference now, which means that she lives in the future, today was nice. You're gonna like it. I lost my dad on this day last year, less than a week after giving birth to my youngest son, and my husband surprised me with this painting of my favorite memory with him. I asked my wife to share her queen-sized blanket, to which she replied she was a queen, and therefore the blanket was already at max capacity. A young woman from the Tsasan Tan tribe in Mongolia riding a deer. The Tsasan are a tribe of around 500 people who are considered the last reindeer herders in Mongolia. The baby was staring at me in Target, so I started waving to her and she waved back, and the mum whipped around and was like, "OMG." And I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I was just waving to your baby." And she was like, "That was the first time she waved." And me and this mum screamed in the store because we were so excited. Shout out to my surgeon for not messing up my tattoo when he put me back together. Love when doctors are mindful like this, especially to female patients. Using my alt because she follows my main account. My girlfriend of 5 years has been deaf since she was 6. She reads lips pretty well, but prefers sign language. I didn't know a single sign when I met her, but I could tell right away there was something between us, so I started learning, and straight after I got home from our first date. Fast forward a few years, I'm now fluent in sign language, and we use it to talk almost exclusively. When she's not looking, I talk to her even though she can't hear me, or see my lips to read. I tell her how much I love her, how I'm going to marry her someday, how beautiful she is. I've even been practicing proposing, so it's not so terrifying when I actually do it. She has no idea, and I plan to keep it that way. Went to the store straight after visiting the vet, so we just had to bring her in too. If students thoroughly read through my online syllabus, they'll find an Easter egg to send a picture of an otter for extra credit. I forget that I've done this until I start receiving emails titled Otter. I fixed a pigeon's wing, so he went to fetch his girlfriend, and now they live at my house. A young woman caught a home run ball hit by Japanese MLB star Shohei Ohtani during the World Baseball Classic, and someone next to her wanted to see the ball, and it eventually got passed around the stadium to whoever wanted to see it, and it was returned to her after everyone got their turn. My 3-year-old said goodnight to all of us tonight, and then in the dark I heard her little voice say, "Good night, myself. I love you." Pause. I love you too. Don't let anyone take that from you, little one. Did my nails to match my tortoise Kevin's. I was told I should cross-post this to this son. I had a couple book a makeup lesson with me today. The husband wanted to learn how to do makeup on his wife, and I was just making small talk and asked him what made him want to learn, and he said she has dementia, so he wants to do it for her. My 10-year-old has been practicing Korean on Duolingo all week, and I didn't know why. Today, I found out it's because there's a new kid in her class who only speaks Korean, and she wants to make him feel at home. No way. The battery for my key fob died, and I was quoted $150 to replace it. I was not paying that. Thanks to YouTube University and 2 minutes of my time, I was able to replace both for $5.79. They sell these damn batteries everywhere. I'm Brenda the Builder, bitch. Chat, I got really into croquet and I can't stop making fat little chickens. Pilot, to my 5-year-old daughter a few days ago. Do you know you could be a flight attendant when you grow up? I could also own the plane. I was the poor kid growing up. My mum used to send me to birthday parties with no present just so I could eat. I definitely got to a point where I understood and was embarrassed as hell. In 5th grade, my friend's mum invited me to sleep over the night before the actual birthday party. When her daughter was in the shower, the mum laid out the toys that she had bought her daughter for her birthday. She let me pick one to wrap and put my name on. I'm 37 now. I'm still grateful to that mum. That one act made such an impact on me. Love from people that's not your family is so raw to me. Like, you chose me. We crossed paths and you chose me and continued to choose me. Beautiful. Nobody who has ever tried to make me feel small has possessed a life or a heart I admired. Girlfriend made me a record with our songs on. What if I died? This kid, probably 8 to 10 years old, asked politely if he could pet my dog, and I said yes. After he pet her, he hopped on his bike, popped a wheelie and said, "That was for you. Thanks for letting me pet your dog." Highlight of my day. There are so many books to read and instruments to play and languages to learn and people to meet and songs to hear and food to taste and places to see and lives to live. I moved my grandmother to a new facility because my mother put her in an awful one where she was extremely depressed. I played bingo, 1 second game, woohoo! Got a mini candy bar. A lady came by and asked me what I wanted for dinner. They're gonna bring it up to me. The same lady came and picked up my laundry. This place is great. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I am. That's a fact. Queen. My wife says God told her to not get a job. I've come in possession of the best fishing hat in the world, Cape Cod. My mum just accidentally prematurely sent an email to an accounting firm. It was supposed to say, I'm afraid that we will have to postpone our meeting. But she hit send when all it said was, Hi Jeffrey, I am afraid. Ask my doctor why she practices with her maiden name and not her married name. Her response, because my husband didn't go to med school. Damn, sis. After I left an abusive relationship in 2016, everyone was like, I'm so sorry. But my photography teacher who knew us both was like, oh, congrats. And I just started crying. Congratulate people on leaving hard situations and quitting jobs and regaining their personhood. Before I take a shower, I hate it in there. The wet world is a bad place. While in the shower, I remember now that this is a good place. It is the dry world that is the enemy. My daughter asked, do you have any regrets, Mum? And while I know she was asking this question on a philosophical level, my mind immediately went to this puffin sweater I saw in Iceland. It's been 3 years since I saw it in a shop there, and I still regret not buying it. My regret is that I bought this exact sweater for my wife 2 years ago. She has worn it 0 times. I'm in NYC. Cover shipping and it's yours. What? Are you serious? I would never joke about a puffin sweater. People are amazing. Just 10 days ago, I shared a thought about one of my regrets in life. Of course, not buying a sweater sounds like a minor regret, but so many could relate. And then this person made my wish a reality. The sweater made it from NYC to Berlin in record time. Hey girls, just wanted to share my fiance and I are both cytologists, work in cancer diagnostics. In every case, I search to see if any cells form heart shapes, so I can send them to her and make her day a little happier. It's what gets me through the days. Tell me a soft memory. My oldest brother is 10 years older than me. When I was in 1st grade, he took me shopping for new school clothes, which was huge because as the youngest of 6 kids, I lived in hand-me-downs. He bought me a little navy blue polka dot dress with a Peter Pan collar and red alphabet buttons. But on picture day, I lost one of the buttons on the playground. I had a total meltdown because my brother spent his own money to make sure I had this new dress and I ruined it. I was a mess, totally inconsolable. My teacher was also the mum of my brother's best friends. She told him, and he, my brother and the entire football team searched the playground after practice for my lost button, which they actually found. My brother sewed the button back on himself in the car, all while trying to explain that he wouldn't have been mad even if I did lose it. It was just a button and a dress. My niece Phoebe, 2.5 years old, has been talking about a mermaid store for weeks, to everyone's befuddlement. Finally last week she points and yells in the car, mermaid store, mermaid store! Reader, this was the mermaid store. This girl. Only related because it's about Phoebe, but she doesn't really understand the idea of a Christmas list. So far she has asked me to write on her Christmas list. Christmas lights, that she wants to put in a pile outside. A horse, dresses she already has. When we were babies, my dad was a stay-at-home dad, while my mum kicked ass in the courtroom. But he would carry my twin brother and me around with one baby on the front and one on his back in backpacks. And women would come up and look at how cute I was and coo over me and be like, oh, how cute. And my dad would be like, you know what's cuter than one baby? Then he'd spin around and bam, there was my brother. Me, remembering the time I apologized to a friend for trauma dumping, but she looked at me and said, shared joy is a double joy, shared sorrow is half a sorrow. My stepdad passed away a few days ago, and in his final days he started losing his memory. He started ordering random things online, and we kept getting them in the mail. My mum received this blanket in the mail today, addressed to him. To my wife, I may not be your first date, your first kiss, or your first love, but I just want to be your last everything. I love you, forever and always. Always wrap yourself up in this and consider it a big hug. I love you. Yesterday, an elderly woman in my block taped the first note to the lobby door, so my neighbors and I dropped off some books/DVDs for her. Today, she stuck up a second note. Thank you, everyone. I am most touched and appreciative of your generosity and kindness. When I have finished the books, DVDs, etc., I shall leave them on the little table in the lobby for everyone to enjoy. It will take a while. P.S. You have saved an old bird's sanity. How did your feelings towards your wife's body change after she had babies? As my wife and I got older, my feelings for her have shifted from, that girl is super cute, which is pretty common, to, this woman has given all of herself to me for the sake of our family. Stretch marks, a cesarean scar, various other scars, a bit of belly, all remind me of the sacrifice she makes every day for my sake and our daughters. I can't imagine anything that would make me want to hold her closer. Her body is mine. It's safe, familiar, comforting, and still captivating. I would not and will not accept any other. My grandpa has Alzheimer's, so he has no idea who my grandma is, but every day for the last 3 or 4 months, he brings her in flowers from their garden and asks asks her to run away with him and be his wife, and every day she says she already is. And every day the smile my grandpa gets on his face is the most beautiful, heartfelt thing I have ever seen. This is what someone responded when I texted my pops about a raise. Congrats on the raise, but I don't think you texted the correct person. Hey, I'm so sorry. This was my dad's old number. He died this past October and I didn't realize they would recycle his number so fast. I won't text this number again, but thank you for the congrats. Have a great day. Aw, and you can even see what they responded. That's sad. Oh, and that gap in my resume is when I was digging up my own grave. The dirt under my nails is, yeah, it won't wash out. Although that's actually from when I dug myself out again. I suppose success and defeat can look the same in a mirror. This old lesbian couple is taking a stroll in a beautiful park while chatting about how beautiful they are, about how their lives turned out. Grey-haired mum talks about how fulfilled she feels because she was able to break the patriarchy barrier that prevents and discourages women from taking big roles in scientific fields. Blonde mum, who got to be a dedicated housewife like she wanted, finishes saying their kids grew up watching and admiring her wife, and because of that, they ended up raising a new generation of young scientists together. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you can break off your engagement. You don't have to get married if you know it's not right. Even if you sent out the invites, bought the dress, planned the ceremony. 17 years ago, I broke off an engagement, flew home and never saw him again. Called my dad to pick me up at the airport, no questions asked. He did. Called the firm I wanted to work at and asked them to reopen the offer I had declined. They did.